Hello everybody, hope you're well, and especially hello to Bernard. I was in the pub the other night watching the England game. Up he comes, you're off YouTube, here's a pint. Beautiful, thank you very much, really appreciate that, mate. I thought, you know, if all this falls through, this YouTube stuff, I'm a pint up, and I bought him one back, which is more expensive, so technically I'm down, but let's not dwell on that. Let's dwell on the fact that if you've seen the thumbnail, you will know that it is Mick's last week here, his last involvement with us, and his last time he will be on these videos, unfortunately. He has decided to move up in the world, quite literally, and he's be working in Scotland as from next week. He's got a little job up there. He ain't moving or anything like that, he's just, you know, up there working away. So there we go, we wish him all the best. 18 years on and off I've been working with him, and yeah, he's decided a change is as good as a rest, and up he goes. So hopefully everything will work out for him. He'll be in the episode, this one obviously. He'll be going on Friday, this coming Friday. This video will transcend that into next week, but yeah, his last week with us this week. Very, very sad. Which then poses the question, well, if one goes, you need somebody back in. How do you replace somebody like Mick? Well, for those of you who don't know, there is a place you can go to find people just like Mick, with his exact life experience, all that sort of stuff, and we'll be going into that at the end of the video, so stick around for that. As it stands though, I'm going to get back to it, enjoy my last days with him, and yeah, let's crack on. Shot. We're rolling. Yeah. I say we're rolling. You go. We're rolling. We're rolling. We're rolling. Right then. Got this last bit up down here. If you just have a look down there, it's all up to height now, apart from the block work on the far side where Mick is. We'll sort that out a little bit later on. But we've got a lot of compo to use, so we're going to stick on the bricks for now. These are the bricks we're using. I'm not too sure what they're called actually, it's escaping my mind, but they've got a frog in them, so always frog up, obviously. Then when it comes to putting your damp on, which we're doing here now, very important that you fill that frog up like I've done. And then all I've done on top of that is just put a nice thin skim of compo, or mortar, whatever it is you call it, your neck of the woods. And then we're just going to bed this on. Now, what a lot of people do, and there's really no need to, unless you're trying to match existing or whatnot, and is you put a big fat bed under this, and there's really no need. The whole point of bedding this on or having mortar underneath it is so the weight of the building that you're inevitably going to put on top of it doesn't crush and rip the damp. Well, you ain't going to do that. It doesn't work like that. That's not what happens. And I'll demonstrate why in a second. So this is going on like so. And there's no air bricks in this bit because that's the kitchen and that's solid floor. And that's what we're keeping across. So this is all going to be infilled. This is everything from this point onwards is going to be suspended floor. So it's going to be done ever so slightly different. There we go. So we filled the frog up. There's no way now water can get into that and sit there and expand and do anything over the winter months and whatnot. So there we go. But just to show you, I do need to get another blade though. That sat on a wall There's no, obviously, there's no compo on that. If you come a little bit closer, that's never going to happen as you're building it. It's perfectly intact. There's no... So, all this, you need a big bed under it, you need a big bed on top of it, so that doesn't happen, so it doesn't cut that, forget it. It doesn't work like that at all. And that, to be honest, is a very thin roll of DPC. It's usually thicker than that. Anyway, there we go. So that's it, that's the damp course in. As I haven't got to worry about the air bricks, I'm going to go for it now and get it up to window height. I'm making things difficult for myself in terms of the block work, but whenever you can, brickwork first at this stage, which I'm going to do. Nice to keep all the gauge right. Mick has been round, put all the wall starters on, took the render off where necessary. And there we go, we're good to go. We'll go for it now. And then one of the comments that has happened, the video went live, the first episode for me went live yesterday, so I'm having a look at a couple of the questions that are coming through. Do we tie in below damp? No. There's no wall ties in these two skins, and there's nothing tying it to the building at all from what you can see now. It all happens at damp going up. I wouldn't want to go any higher than this and not put any ties in, so this is really stretching it, but that's the way it is. So from this point on now, it is wall tie city, wall starters everywhere needed, the lot. We're going to go for it. Not going to put a vertical damp in, building inspector doesn't want it, but that's for another video. Feel free to go for it with your thumbs on that one. Yeah, so that's it. Let's get it up. Let's get some work done. Right, we'll start this little segment by saying it's a sad day. It's the beginning of Michael's very last day here with Mr. A Builders. Actually, it's halfway through, you were late. Yes, all right, there's no need to go. There's going to there. Can't wait for you to leave. Right, so we've got this up. I need to get some proper profiles, man, just to speed this process up, but I did have it all. But they were stolen. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it, so I haven't really got the correct setup for this kind of thing, but we shall persevere. So I've got that up by hand, and now I'm just running this in to get it up to that height, because this is the kitchen, and then we are going to go and run that in down there. So I'll set you on a bit of a time lapse, and we'll get that up, and then we'll talk about what you think should be done here, because there's a transition of heights here with windows, and more or less going like for like in terms of height, finished product. But from that point on, it's going to be rendered. So it's block work and then rendered. But the customer would like a little feature in keeping with the existing all the way around under the windows. So what do we do here in terms of the transition of height? We'll talk about that a little bit later on. I'll also tell you my concrete story, which I forgot to put in last week's episode, so sorry about that. So let's get some work done then, and then we'll come back to it. This is it. It's the end of the week, end of the working week, end of Michael's involvement. This is it. This is not for you. You're going north of the wall, you're going, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
Going to see John, what's his name?
Barrowman.
You
don't see him. All right, yeah. Snow, yeah. There you go.
John Snow.
There you go.
What I'm going to see.
Well, Mick, thank you for everything, mate.
It's been emotional.
Nice one.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. 18 years.
Got to go now.
You have, yeah. Because the customer's waiting to get off the drive, so you can. Right, there he goes, look. Save your tears, people, I'll cry for you. And as it goes, that's it, yeah, just crash straight into it. as he goes, I'm left thinking, how am I going to replace him? Is he replaceable? What am I going to replace him with? I need someone, the height would be nice, someone the same height, somebody younger, maybe. Somebody raring to go, somebody who's free as well. You know what I mean? How is this even possible? Where am I going to find someone like that? Hello, Harry. This is Harry, everybody. This is our new labourer. This is Mick's replacement. That was quick, wasn't it? He's just going to have to drive. Right, he's gone. Right, let's forget about him. Right then, so we've got that bit up over there. And it is 4:45 for Friday, and we've still got quite a bit of compost to use. And I can't make it tomorrow because I'm on daddy daycare duty. So we've got to stay late and we've got to use it, but we've got a bit of a run to use it on. So we're all right. We've got to just put a course of blocks on the inside because, again, going around that bay, it's just a bit tight. So I've got to do that first. I've left a block out here because there's going to be a front door here somewhere as yet undetermined place, but that wall there, you see for the window there, that wall is going to be extended onto this wall. So they're going to put a steel from that wall onto an existing wall and then build off that all at a later date, but that's why that one's left out there. So here we go then. We've got the camera set up, boom, and we're going to go for it. We're just going to run in. We've got a little profile set up on this side. The only thing that's going to slow us down is every course that we come along, and then I've just got to put this out by hand across there. But you know, it is what it is. Let's get it done. Let's get it down. Let's get it gone. What do you say, Harry? It's beautiful though, isn't it? Let's have another look. What do you think, Harry? What do you think? It is beautiful, isn't it? It is perfect. I'm talking about your fringe. Right then, let's get going. Well, I did set the time lapse up for this. I promise you I did, but it absolutely levered it down. Not long after I pressed play, everything got soaking wet, all my equipment, all the mics, everything. They've all had to go into rice over the weekend, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so apologies for that. Apologies for the noise as well, next round, a bit of work done. Cheeky little sods. So yeah, so we got this up on Friday. I think it's 6 course on there. We are now at floor height with that, so we'll have a quick word with the customer regarding where the door goes. We think it's going there, but we've got that to confirm. Also, you can see there is air bricks in there as well, and the customer's just gone out to buy some more, so we can continue around here, like so. So while we're waiting, I've been to buy some more mortar from the company just round the corner. Harry's here once again. I didn't tell him it was fancy dress. He's come dressed as Rambo all by himself. Fair play to him. And yeah, we're going to use some compost then. Down here, we're going to move down here for a little time being, get all this up to height if possible, or just carry on basically until the customer comes back with the air bricks. Then we'll concentrate our efforts back up there. And there we go. So now the sun looks like it's going to stay out, which will be nice. I'll get some time lapse on, get this on, and yeah, we'll go for it. Right, as Rambo gets the coffee on, got these in just while waiting for the customer to get back with the air bricks, which he has done. And I've got 2 courser blocks around here in a fashion. It's becoming increasingly difficult, as it's always going to be, working in such close proximity to the original building. Ideally, in an ideal world, we'd go inside, section that off from the original wall, at least all the way across, and then demolish all that. And we've got all that to work with, and then that from that point on, that'll be ours. However, they've got to live there, haven't they? I get it, you know what I mean? So it's just something I've got to work around. It is what it is, as the saying goes. Left this bit out because there is going to be, I think I mentioned it earlier on, that wall there is going to be extended out, and there's got to be a lintel or something that's going to sit on our internal wall, internal skin, straight across there, and then that then is going to be bonded in to the new wall that needs to be built, or at a later stage. So that's why that's left out for the time being. But we're back on the bricks now, so we've got all the compo to use, and we're going to go for it. I think I've got, is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 7 cores to go on. And on top of that then will be our brick on edge course, which will go all the way around, which will be another episode. And then it's going to plod on now just with the compo, use the compo up, running this in, as I say, 7 course, and then we've got this to run in. Our profile is set up just to speed things up a little bit, and just go for it. And yeah, and then that is that. So we're going to crack on as always, and then we'll see where we are at the end of the day. Right, just in time. We've just finished and the weather is setting in. I say finished, what I mean is we've used all that tub up, which is, it's took a while, but there we go. Ain't the quickest, but it'll be right. Managed to get a few course on here as well. Pat Cash has worked wonders. Cheers mate, really appreciate your help today. I'm struggling just to get as perfect a finish as I'd like with these bricks, but we're getting there, we're getting there. I'll go into why I've chosen the way to point them and to finish them the way that I have in next week's episode, because I realise that time's cracking on. I want to make a conscious effort of keeping these episodes a little bit shorter, well, quite a bit shorter than what we usually do. I do realise, again, this is the second episode running that I have finished it whilst all the brickwork is covered up, but the weather is not doing us any favours in that respect. It's staying nice throughout the day though, but it's just setting in right at the last minute, and I don't want it all to go white and efflorescence and all that sort of stuff, so it'll all be revealed in its glory in future episodes, don't worry. But on top of that now, from that point all the way across now, there's a brick on edge. Obviously that will go a little bit up towards the door, goes across, all the way across. Once this is up to that height, same again, all the way around. To be in keeping with what was already there originally. It's just a little bit takes your eye off it, the fact that it's painted below. So it's brickwork, feature, render, and that's what this is going to be, exactly the same. We've got to keep it in keeping, and I believe that the customer has argued a toss with the planners saying, well, it's painted brickwork, so I think they may have wanted it rendered completely, but that obviously isn't in keeping, is it? It is originally brickwork, as you can see. So that's what we've done around here. It's coming on, we're getting there. It's all right, and obviously once that feature's on, which will take a while to do, it's block work above that, so really it speeds up after that, and then we're just a small matter of this massive extension down here, which we'll be dropping on as and when, if need be. If the weather's a bit rubbish, then we can just jump on bits there that aren't as important, or you're not going to be seen, backing that up, getting up to the level down here, that sort of stuff, so we can crack on. We can crack on regardless of what comes over those hills towards us. But there we go. Right then, we've got 2 more things to do in this episode. Explain the concrete story, which I didn't explain last week. Apologies for that. And then go to that place I was telling you about to find the replacement for Mick. What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's go.
Fair play to you. Right then, said concrete story. I'll whiz through it as quick as I can. All our concreting, we go through a fella called Mindy. I hadn't mentioned his name simply because some of you have noticed him in the videos before and mentioned that you use him. He's, you know, around these parts, if you ever used concrete or a concrete pump, chances are you've used Mindy. Never had a problem with him. In fact, he's given us more solutions and problems over the past. Really conscientious, everyone cleans the bathroom themselves, it's beautiful, wouldn't use anybody else. So I phoned him again for this job, somebody else answers the phone, turns out he's retired, fair play to him. Mindy, if you're watching this, which I highly doubt, but I hope you're well, mate, and enjoying it. He sold his business. So I took the gamble, had the same people in, whoever they are. In they come, concrete gets delivered, everything goes to plan as it normally does, blah, blah, blah. Not quite as good on the old cleanup as I would have liked, however, you know, whatever, okay, we'll move on from that. They went, everything was fine. Of course, the prices have gone up since Mindy's left, so I took that hit, not to worry, carry on. I get a phone call on the night, I get a text message on the night actually. 2 doors up, I've come round to the customer and complained, and I'll put the pictures on the screen now. They're not the greatest of quality, so forgive me for that. But one of the concrete wagons just drove straight over his verge, chewed all the grass up, broke a couple of curb stones, edging stones, wherever, and made a right pig's ear of it. Now, if this was like at my house or something, you know, 2 doors up is 12 foot away. So, you know, I would have noticed. 2 doors up here, it's like 70 yards up the road. I never thought to go and check. I don't think really I should have anyway. I should have thought that, you know, I can drive up a road, you know, in a straight line. Apparently a bus was coming. Trust me, that road out there is not narrow enough to warrant that. Just drove off and didn't say anything. So then I had to, you know, go back to the company, and to be fair to them, they've given us 200 quid compensation, no questions asked, and that would cover it. However, you do think, oh man, you know, can I trust you? You know, how about if I'm not there one day, or there's a little wall there or something, or, you know, this is not that kind of, you know, conscientiousness that I was used to with Mindy. However, again, I'm not saying anything bad against Mindy because he doesn't own the business anymore. So what do? So that Friday, a couple of days later, we did this video. Well, I jumped on the end of it with Richard and did the concrete with him on the night. Used a different company, SS Concrete. Everything went fine. They were late. Jobs go wrong, don't they? That ain't their fault necessarily. So there we are. So we're doing that. And then what do we find? That the main fella on the concrete pump at the end of it is using a shovel to steady it or to take the weight of it. And it's just piercing the membrane all the way across. You think, bloody hell. You know, what do we have to do here to find people that just have that, you know, that conscientiousness about them to as Mindy did, you know, where's Mindy in the world? I need another Mindy. So then what do we do now? Luckily in that basement, that membrane is the first and not the only level of defence against any damp problems. It's all been tanked and whatnot, so it didn't matter as much there at all. Any other job, it would have. So what do we do? You know what I mean? Do we go to the company that pierced the membrane? Do we go back to the company that came here, that churned all the grass up and broke all the edging stones and whatnot? Bear in mind now, is that house under development? No, it's perfect, isn't it? They spent an absolute shed load of money on it, and it's all done, and it's all pristine, and it's beautiful. Then we turn up, you know, and then within that week, things happen and whatnot. Doesn't look good on us, does it? But you wouldn't believe, if you take these jobs on, how much thinking you've got to do for other people. It is amazing, amazing. So that's what happened there. So I'm after another company. I'm after another company. If you're a concreting company and you've got a pump and you do it all, and you want to be, and you want to do our jobs from now on, let us know. Get in touch via the comments. Our email is in our bio. Get in contact, man. Or if you can recommend anybody, get in contact. And we'll go from there. So, right then, it's getting late. It's about 10 past 8, I think, now. We've had a bit of a late one today with a late start, which means late finish. We've got to get going, and I've got an appointment at that place. All will be revealed right now. Right then, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that episode. As I say, we're trying to keep them short. If there's anything you want us to go into in any real detail, put it in the comments and we'll make sure we'll do it in the upcoming episodes. Right now, I've got an appointment here. As I say, I'm here to meet somebody like-minded, like Mick, who need all his qualities that he had. We've got to try and find. Harry's doing a great job. but we do need someone with a little bit more experience, as I say, like for Michael. So this is the place for it. All the details, if you want to know, will be in next week's episode. Right then, thank you for watching. Take care.